Oh, good morning there, Eternal. How are you doing, sir? Oh, we're doing all right. A bunch of couple of people that we've been around have tested positive for COVID, so Lauren and I are just feeling run down. So either we're fighting off something, or it's just, you know, it's that time of season, and we're having a great time. Alan wakes to a fresh, new, horrific nightmare that he never asked for. It's quite awful. Woke up, wife's dead, people are possessed. Man doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, goodness gracious. You should see a therapist about it? He should see a therapist about it. Actually, his wife tried to get him to see a therapist, and that's what made him go bonkers. Initially. That's truly the terrifying thing, opening up to someone. Yeah, I can see that. I think the hardest part for me is figuring out what is what is wrong with me to have me open up to someone about. Excuse me. Like, I have no issues opening up to someone, but I have trouble deep diving my own inner problems to understand what I need to even open up about, if that makes sense. We go. You must have really walked into something tonight, haven't you? I mean, I wouldn't say you have. We really just got started talking, and Ed was saying how Alan Wake needs to. Oh my god. How do I unsubscribe from this? Oh, I don't have the password for it. Ugh. I have a personal email that's getting bombarded with work emails because I had to use it to sign up for a GitHub account, and for some reason it auto-subscribed me to literally everything in the company. So anytime an engineer makes a change to a GitHub repository, I get bombarded with emails, and I've got like 17 emails just sitting there. Embedbot's doing his best. He's just a robot. He's figuring it out. But yeah, no, we were just talking about therapy, and like, some people are afraid of opening up, and other people don't know how. Would be me. I try to do a really good job about being introspective and understanding of myself and how I'm feeling, so I don't know if I'm just like very well aware, or if I bury things really deep and just am internalizing a lot of stuff and am not aware. And like, I think that's one of my fears, is that I don't know if I have stuff going on. You just don't like opening up to strangers, which is what therapy feels like to you. No, that's totally fair. Honestly, if you go to see a therapist, or when you go to see a therapist, I would recommend telling them that. Be like, look, it's hard for me to open up to people that I do not know. And you could probably just take time getting to know them until you are comfortable with them to open up to them, whatever that feels like to you. Therapy isn't just getting the third degree about what's going on with you. There is definitely a therapist client relationship that you have to build. I had one therapist who, talking to him was like going to the bar and talking to an old friend that I didn't really know, which admittedly did not really make him that great of a therapist for me, because I wanted someone to, help me understand and not just talk to me like one of the guys. He was a nice guy though. Good family therapist, apparently. So I eventually got a different therapist, and they were also pretty good, but welcome back, Ed. I hope this is where we left off.
Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll show you her
therapy is not going to be useful to you if you are not ready and or comfortable for it.
I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives.
So like, if you don't feel ready for it, then don't force yourself into it.
Deaths, urban legends come true.
If you feel like at some point you really need it, regardless of how you feel, like whether or not you feel ready for it, then that's probably the time to do it.
The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now,
Oh yeah, Thomas Zane.
about him make him out to be
I mean, you make a very good
right,
point, Ed,
I
but
ran
this
one
game
search
is also
and
like
couldn't find a single thing
12
he
years
wrote.
old, 14 years old.
Zane was heavily into diving.
Very
so
old.
Much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Yeah, I mean, if we were walking down the street and you were like, "Yo, that's Dean Koontz," I'd be like, "I know the name, but I have no idea what the dude looks like." I don't think I know what any of my favorite authors look like. I would recognize their name, but I definitely would not recognize them by face. So if like someone walked up to me and was like, "Hey, I'm Dean Koontz," I'd be like, "Oh, snap. Nice to meet you. What's up?" I've never read any of his books. So I don't really have any preferential
Yeah, how about
treatment or
that?
anything.
It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers. Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
But Ed, it's a fair play to you in bed. You know, you'd think there would have been a manuscript page around here somewhere. Back here? Oh, he's got to open it up. Ah, Randy's dogs. Hell yeah. Rabbit food? Wait, a salad with chicken is rabbit food? I feel like there's something off with that. Wait, was that an
Follow me.
asparagus
It's not
dog?
far.
Asgardian chicken parmesan. Zany chicken fried steak. Hi, Blup. Cauldron Lake deep fry plate. Chew it. Granny Claus
Listen, I got
clam
things to do.
chowder.
This place don't
Glue
run
it.
itself.
I openly encouraged the bot. I am still debating about for this time, Blup. I'm still debating about grabbing Buttspot too. I like in bed bot, but Buttspot could be fun.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned.
Yeah,
in
go get some
Cauldron Lake
dinner.
Just a week
Lauren and I
earlier.
just ate dinner. It was very good, and I want
Sure,
like
Jagger's a local spook store.
6 more
The
bowls.
Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Buttspot? Yes, Buttspot. Alan Wake's going well. We literally just started. You haven't missed much, but a little bit of exposition. Barry here catching me up on some of the lore of the game. And yes, Buttspot is a bot that will randomly take someone's message
Well, mister, this
that
here's
meets
Rose's
specific
trailer.
parameters that I don't know
Mind
and
me
replace a
asking what
word
you
with
want,
it or in it with
Just here
butt.
to talk to her, pal.
Like you might say indubitably and it'll say imbuttably or something. It's a fun little bot. Ping pong. Why are you just standing there?
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh,
I imagine it
yes.
could be possible for
Yes.
InBedBot to trigger Buttspot
Please, come
or
in.
Buttspot to trigger InBedBot.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al. Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
Straight up drugged them.
It's coming
Barbara's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
Oh, he sounds like he's in a diving suit.
And your lovely wife.
So that's Barbara.
You must finish what you started.
And then the light must be Zane.
Insist.
You must
Figuring
turn the
it
lights on. Turn the light on.
How are you doing, Blup? And Ed? And Waddles?
Back to work, boy.
I feel like I did not ask you this. And I feel really bad for not asking and seeing how you're doing.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell
Why are you
reality from
laughing?
dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being
Hey, new monitor out for delivery.
Readers are
Heck
getting
yeah.
very aggressive, and
I don't know
each
if
page is
you
less and
heard me
more
last time, but I 100%
hate,
agree
but I know
about
she's
getting
right.
a smaller monitor. I've got a 27 inch. I don't know if I could go
Promises
bigger
me
than a
I can save
32 inch
Alice
this close.
way. She knows more of this than I do, about the complex incantation I'm attempting.
The redirect
about this place.
suggests
She's
less
worked
than
with another
stellar.
writer under similar circumstances.
Quite the
Now
astute
I'm saying,
observation,
The
Shayla.
genre of the story seems to be shifting.
How
It's
you're doing
turning
is
into
more of a
horror story.
psychotic
I'm
giggle.
getting close. I can feel it.
I feel like that just fits the nature of the game. Hi, Shayla. How are you doing?
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Why is she just...
Welcome
Fetal
to the
position.
Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back.
That's a good place to
soon.
calm down.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
I also know the feeling of that, Waddles, because my
My gun
27
and
inch
flashlight were gone.
barely
I have to
fits
find a way to
on
get
my
Barry
monitor
into the car
stands.
as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
You'll second Waddle's sentiment, but you're calming down. Well, I'm glad that you're calming down, though I'm sorry that
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh
that you are
air.
also having a psychotic giggle kind of night.
The weather's getting heavy.
Why'd you have to take a 2 or 3 mile walk?
I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I ain't the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window.
I don't know if that made it any louder.
All, but,
Last week opened a can of worms. Spent a very long weekend dealing with.
you know, I just...
Well,
Did you tell us what happened last week? Because I feel like I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I had a argument with Danny. You know, Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law. You know, and,
You weren't around last week. Okay.
I'm just,
Are you okay?
well,
I heard something like that, Walt.
yeah. Well, you know, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today. And now I'm just alone here at the window, you know, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. You know, something's gonna happen. You know, I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you,
So
Walt.
you had to walk
Let's take a little break, folks. This
2 to 3
weather's
miles
really something else, huh?
to move your truck from one shop to the next that were apparently right next to each other. I don't know if exactly right next to each other or across the street or how that works. But and then you had to walk 2 to 3 miles home, or was it like a mile and a half there and a mile and a half back sort of deal?
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Dang. Hey, Stasnak. The second one. Okay, so it was an accumulated
but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
multiple miles.
Come on! Make it easy
You're more okay than you were down to the last drags of just getting through the ups and downs. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Is there anything that we can do for you? I mean, obviously, you know, probably move off the topic because I'm sure you don't want to talk about it anymore. But always here for you, always concerned for you. Had to research shops that could help you, so there was a break at home, but yeah, that was your afternoon. So was it your personal car or your work vehicle that you had to do something with?
Okay, men, keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here.
Oh, damn.
Fan out! Wait! Wait! Don't move! Wait!
I like how they're just shooting at me. I'm not even armed as far... Well, I guess they're coming after me because apparently I've killed people. So, I mean, it makes some sense. Talking about it doesn't bother you so much. You bottled it up long enough anyways. Unfortunately, no, there's not much to be done. Well, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to let me know. Even if it's just someone to vent to or advice or anything like that. More than happy to help out whatever way I can. We love and care about you. Your truck. Work van isn't your burden when things go wrong. That's what I was expecting, but I wasn't sure. The Running Man is obviously a threat. That's why they banned the dance. No more Running Men allowed. Nothing wrong with running directly toward the tree that just fell over, huh? You have goofy pictures and mental unhingedness you can offer? Ooh! I think we all could stand to have some of that. Oh, Nightingale. He's a loose cannon. We need someone to put him back on track. Another flare.
Search the area.
If'n you need some. Haha, in bed, wink wink. Shayla out here going above and beyond for her friends. Respect. Yo, can I have one of your flashlights? See, that's the best part about me not actually typing in chat. I don't get embed botted.
The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
With leather elbow patches. We do love popsicles. What kind of popsicles? Are they like the plastic tube, or the like, yeah, the plastic tube freeze pops, or are they the ones like on sticks? Do they have jokes? I love the popsicles with jokes on the sticks. Yogurt pops, fruit pop.
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's no
Ow.
way to run. Freeze!
The birds! Get poed, man. It's what you get for upsetting the birds. Kablooey! Hey, Brock, how are you doing? Bomb pops. I don't know if I know bomb pops. What is a bomb pop?
This is James. Mulligan Thornton, come in. Over. Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on.
Sit down and give me that.
James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over.
We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over.
I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over.
Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both of them. Over.
Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The, Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Over the 4th of July, a friend of yours introduced you to Twisted Tea that was flavored the same as Bomb Pops? You know them as Rocket Pops. Oh, are they the, like, red, white, and blue popsicles?
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Bomb Pops and Rocket Pops are different.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate.
But similar.
The
Okay.
darkness that was after me was
Interesting.
trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
Lots of prep for moving. Have I heard about where you're moving? I feel like I've seen you say something about moving, but I don't recall if I knew where or why or when. And that is very exciting. Congrats on the move. Hopefully it's a good thing to be moving. They're the patriotic looking rocket ones. Okay, yeah, I think I also know them as Bomb Pops. Or not Bomb Pops, Rocket Pops. What am I saying? Words. You're literally only moving like 2 blocks away because it's like $250 cheaper than where you're at now? Different complex, or I'm assuming apartment complex, or are you just like changing house? Tried looking up Rocket Pops and you guessed they're not called that anymore. Huh. Rocket Pops are icier, Bomb Pops are almost slushy-ish. The So wait, what are Rocket Pops called now if they're not called Rocket Pops anymore? Is this the heavy-hitting stuff that we need to know about? Hey, a flashlight. Thank you, thank you. Flashlight. If only it were that easy to open locked doors, huh?
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades.
Oh.
They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were different. I didn't know that there were 2 different ones.
You have the right silent.
Okay, different complex. Isn't it stupid how it's like, wow, I might as well spend all the time and effort to move just down the road because this apartment complex is $250 cheaper. I really wish that we could have more, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I want to say unified rent. I want an authority on rent control to keep it from getting ridiculous, you know.
FFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
You experiment too much regarding ice cream? Nonsense. No such thing as too much experimentation when it comes to ice cream. Oh! Came up here to explore and just got assaulted. There should be a max rent based on average income of renters in the area. It's just greedy to keep ramping up rent every year. I mean, I think it's even greedy for there to be $6,000 apartments that are, you know, 700 square feet in the city just because it's in the city. You know? Housing market is a bit of a crap show. The housing market is also a great crap show. I was looking at interest rates recently, and it's gone up like a whole % since I started building my house. So I'm probably going to have a ridiculous mortgage rate until interest rates drop. Waddles, you are the best. I love that. That was great. Ow! Leave me alone. We know you're its target now? Well, yeah, Waddles is doing its job for him. It doesn't need to target Waddles. Kind of scared to be looking at houses and whatnot over the next year without someone living with you. I mean, hopefully within the next year we'll see it decrease. I know a lot of people have been saying that they think the housing market will drop soon. Sure doesn't seem like it, but that's what they say. So I'm really hoping that something's going to give just before I have to take on the load.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Because, like, you know, you expect to do 20% down on a house. Like, that's generally what you expect. 20 to 35% changes the amount of money that I would be paying by about like $50 to $100. Yet like 15 to 20 is like $500. It is ridiculous how the weird discrepancy that it is. And I do not understand it. But yeah, like when Lauren and I lived in Washington, we were paying over $1,700 for a 1,000 square foot apartment that was 2 bed, 2 bath. We moved to Illinois and we're paying for the apartment alone is $1,300 after like electricity and utilities and water and stuff like that. It's probably like $1,500 or $1,600. And we're in a 900 square foot apartment that hasn't really been renovated for a very long time. Like it's had the landlord special of slap some paint on it and call it good. Like this apartment is not worth what we are paying for it.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt.
Yeah, I lived with my parents till I was 26, saving money.
We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I hope you're able to get that little apartment on family land done. That's awesome. Having family that'll let you do that is so important.
That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Got some layers. No more flashbangs, which makes me a sad boy. I love the flashbangs. They were so good. Ah, finally. A pistol. I can do some damage. The cops want him dead because he's apparently killed people. Like he's doing right now. These shadow-possessed people. So because he's quote-unquote killed people, they want him. So the FBI's after him. Also, hi, Brass. Wouldn't trade your mom for the world, and not like you've got any other family to compete with or deal with anyway. I'm glad that your mom treats you well. All right, running out of ammo. Yeah, I've played through Alan Wake once before, and I really enjoyed it.
Company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
So I'm very excited to be playing through it. I don't think I've ever done the DLC American Nightmare, so I'm excited to do that. And then hopefully pick up Alan Wake 2 at some point. It's a lot of boyos. There we go. The darkness controls the Taken. I wonder if it's the same thing as the hiss. As, oh goodness gracious, what's her name? I'm blanking on her name now. Jessie? Jessie, as Jessie calls them. I bet it is. What you think is hilarious is that people don't know your mom. Think she's scary. Anyone that does loves her. I mean, she sounds wonderful. I love the people that have this like big scary demeanor but are really just big old teddy bears. I'm sure you'll be back before the end of stream, Brock. Don't you worry. Nala sleep. Careful what you wish for, Braz. Careful what you wish for. Can I get over? Okay, I'm probably about to go down that way as it is, so it'll be fine. You're a don't touch me but friendly teddy bear. Is there a cat version of a teddy bear? I feel like that's the cat version of a teddy bear. Or like, yeah, you're friendly, but also...
Hello?
Don't touch me.
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
She's not that scary. Why do people think she's scary?
It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Yes! Friendly porcupine. She might look a little grumpy. Is she one of those people that has RBF? Or you could call it RGF, resting grump face. Yes. I feel like so many people have just a resting, like, upset looking face. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but so many people read into it too much. Not everyone is just walking around all smiles all the time. Like, come on.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
You didn't know there was a PG version of that term? Just ask me. I'll make just about anything PG version, I bet. You look very pissed off when your face is resting? I'm sure I do too. I'm sure I look super annoyed. Like I said, I think everyone just has a resting grumpy face. Like, it's not grumpy, it's neutral.
The darkness that was pursuing me
There's
was
a big
growing
difference.
stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Gosh darn it. Quit sending steel T-bars after me. That's awfully rude. Oh! Alright. Now it's just insult to injury. I'm not appreciating it. Alright, Shayla is the friendly porcupine. She'll be there for you. Just do not hug her, as she pokes. You went to a public high school, that's not your grump face, that's your survival face. You're good at clearing crowds, though. You gotta walk through with purpose. You walk through with purpose, most people will get out of your way. Your whole childhood, you think you had resting depression face because everyone thought you looked sad and miserable?
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but.
Heavy duty.
The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Nice. Yeah, I have a lot of people ask me if I'm either upset or sad. Because apparently I have a similar thing where I guess I just have a resting, sad-looking face.
Did you call 911?
Pick up a new flare. You just politely say, excuse me, and then they turn and have to look up at a 6-foot-tall, 250-pound dude that just looks grumpy. They usually want to move. You know what? That's fair. Having a natural disposition that just makes people want to get out of your way is quite effective. I feel like I missed some revolver ammo. Yeah, there it is. You get told you look tired or distressed a lot. Boy, you look tired. Nope, just old. Thanks. When you reply, man, I was actually having a good day until now. Teach him a lesson for commenting on how someone looks. Like, if they are actively yawning or, you know, something like that, yeah, sure, maybe ask them if they're tired, but never be like, wow, you look tired. It's a surefire way to just make someone's day worse.
We take the facts of our existence for granted.
I wouldn't say he's having a delusion.
Veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs.
You cried once because of it? Oh, Shayla. I just want to give you a big ol' hug. Except I know better, because you're a porcupine and you don't want a hug.
Journalist Alvin Derlis.
Hi, Nightingale. Do I look tired? I'm sure I do look tired.
Night Springs has been less than successful.
I am not feeling well.
Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derlith, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derlith.
Well, I guess that's the least I...
You know, Nightingale, I'm very comforted knowing that you wanted to come in here and
Let me show you with a kiss.
make my day worse.
What did you...
Nah, he's not a theater kid, he's a writer.
Mr. Derlith, you have well please Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all share the glory. Shh, darling.
I love you too, Nightingale. Even though you're trying to currently kill us, it's okay.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
I don't know. FBI agent Nightingale is sure trying to get Alan Wake's goat. I'm sorry, Shayla. Having worked in customer service for far too long, I feel like I've gotten to a good point where I can read people fairly well. And I have just learned, don't comment on how someone's looking. Because telling them they look tired or sad or mad is often a good way to get them upset. Just ask them, how is your day going? And then depending on their response, they may be like, oh man, it seems like a really rough day. And then you can be like, oh no, I'm so sorry. It wouldn't dodge. Yeah, there's a Nightingale in this game. I'm with Stasnak on this one. All right, I think that was a good use of my 2 remaining flashbangs. Yeah, you're famous. You're the famous loose cannon, potentially drunk FBI agent that is chasing after Alan Wake. I don't know if you want to be famous for that, but you are. Congrats. God, I wish I could carry a knife in my hand at all times and wait for someone to make a comment like that, so that way I can cackle with laughter and tell them they look dead tired. Oh, we're having a good time. Nothing like being shot at, or having weapons thrown at you, or having some weird darkness kidnap your wife and try to kill you for seemingly no reason.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
You've been broken down? Were you trying to resist playing Final Fantasy XIV, or have you just reached a point in your night where you're like, I'm done and I need to go
the coal
be
mine
mindless?
Wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Ah, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Little by little,
Well, yeah,
without
go
realizing it,
have fun. Go play
I'd come
Final
to
Fantasy
believe that
XIV.
the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current
That
of
sounds
its
like a
narrative
wonderful
had
way to
taken
spend
me
your night.
Deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Ah. You know, I tried getting into Final Fantasy XIV with Salad, and, like, it seemed like a fun MMO, but, boy, there was just so much, like, preamble to the game and to do things, and I don't know, it did not grip me. Seemed like a fun game, though. I'd probably play it with friends if I had a consistent group of friends that played it. Your money's a little on Nightingale. This Mr. Wake doesn't seem like a reliable narrator. Or you need to actually watch the game? Yeah, what do you think's going on, Shayla?
For kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained.
Not sure you like it, but you're gonna try it. It's worth it to try, especially with it being free.
Trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here.
Aww.
Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
You know, Stasnak, I have heard that every single Final Fantasy game has only gotten better, except for 13. I think 13 was universally hated. Pretty sure it was 13. Free up to level 70 and through the first 3 expansions? Yes. However, you are restricted to a lot of things. Like, I don't think you can trade with people. You can't, I want to say you can't add friends. They have to add you or something like that. So, though a lot of it's free, it's a little on the funky side, the way that they do free. Especially when it comes to, like, the social aspect of an MMO. But I guess the way, who did it? I think Josh Drive Hayes or Jesse Cox, one of the two, put it, is that Final Fantasy is an RPG MMO. It's an RPG game first and an MMO second. Whereas, like, World of Warcraft is an MMO first and an RPG second.
Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
I told Lauren I wanted Cheez-It, and then she said that she was crocheting, so I told her I'd get it, and then she got up and got it. Right at an ad break, too. I bet they do want to see your gay scarf. we'll take a pause here so that way people being hit with ads won't be missing any part of the game. Yeah, Lauren's making a gay scarf. Thank you, Waddles. He said it's very pretty. It is very soft. It is a transbian, as Lauren called it. Some of it's chroma keyed, but it's... Oh, there must be a little, yeah, a little bit of green in it that it's getting chroma keyed by.
Oh, still.
Well, yeah, because it's green, so it's erasing that, so anything you
Like
put
right
behind it.
there.
Uh-huh. Lauren has offered to make someone a gay scarf if they want. With gay yarn. Show them the scarf you made yourself. Did you? Show them again. Lauren doesn't think you guys want to see the scarf that she made herself. Well, see, she's not making the gay scarf for her. She's making it for someone else. So technically, it's a girl kisser. You're a boy kisser, though. You are not a transbian. That's correct.
I am?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stasnak wants to see the scarf. Mm-hmm. How do you know what Stasnak sounds like in bed, Nightingale? Stasnak likes this one. Mm-hmm. Oop. All different yarn. All different colors. Lauren's also going to make me a scarf. It's not a gay scarf. Because I do not fall on the best way I've heard it referred to as recently, I do not fall on the alphabet mafia spectrum. I too greatly enjoy the